What's up, YouTube? Okay, so you guys are seeing a new background yet again. Right now it's the best lighting I can do, and even this lighting's kind of iffy. I'm going to do my update for my pregnancy weeks. I know I'm way behind, and I'm getting ready to explain why. But first and foremost, I just want to disclaim that I am sick. I have been fighting a chest cold for literally a week now. Like so. So I'm probably going to be coughing a few times throughout this video, and I'm sorry, because the more I talk, the more I cough. And so I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible and without coughing as much as possible, but I can't promise anything. So, for starters, I am currently, as of today's Thursday. I am 35 weeks and 4 days. So, I haven't updated in quite a while, and I'm aware of this, but I've had a lot go on. So, to start off with, I'm going to start off as to why I didn't record a video yet, and this is my first video for this long, but anyway, I have it all written down so I don't forget anything, so I'm going to look down. Pretty self-explanatory, but I woke up on, it was a Sunday, and I just turned 32 weeks. So I was 32 weeks pregnant, and I woke up, and I was having contractions. But they weren't painful contractions. They were just like Braxton Hicks contractions. Like, I could just feel my entire stomach contracting and releasing. The only thing was I was contracting every 3 to 4 minutes, and they were lasting 74 seconds exactly long, and it went on for a good 45 minutes. And by that point, I was kind of scared, you know. I'm like, okay, I'm not even 8 months pregnant yet. And I'm contracting. I was like, this can't be good. So I called my mom. My mom came in, and my mom checked, was sitting there while I was having contractions to make sure that I for sure was having contractions. Just as like a mother standpoint, she just needed to know what they looked like, felt like, that kind of thing, before she would say, yes, we need to go to the ER. No, we don't need to go to the ER. It was a Sunday, so I couldn't very well just go to my doctor like I normally would do. So I went to the ER. They hooked me up to a monitor, and they were monitoring Macy, and they were monitoring my contractions. My contractions, for those of you who don't know, who have never been pregnant or anything, at least at my hospital, when they measure a contraction, they have a device on your stomach that measures your uterine movement, and anytime that your uterus makes movement, a number goes up and down. A hard contraction, which is like a labor contraction, like a contraction that is like, this is for sure it, normally registers at anywhere from an 80 to a 90. That is like when you have a contraction that hard, that is when they're like, okay, you need to push now. My contractions were only registering anywhere from a 24 to a 32. But they're still considered contractions. They're just not considered hard contractions. So due to the fact that I was having contractions, and I was definitely contracting every 3 to 4 minutes, and I was having them that frequently for that long, they started pumping fluid in me through an IV, thinking maybe I'm dehydrated, maybe that's what's causing my contractions. They gave me a medicine. They were going to give me a different medicine than I'm taking now, but they were going to give me a medicine that started with a T, but it raises your heart rate and makes you feel really jittery, and as everybody knows, I've had heart problems my entire life. My mom refused to let them give it to me unless it was like the last minute thing I could possibly have was this medicine. She was not going to let me have that medicine. So they actually gave me another medicine, which is considered a beta blocker, which regulates your heartbeat. And I was actually prescribed a beta blocker before I got pregnant, and I stopped taking it when I found out I was pregnant. And so they gave me this medicine to stop my contractions. My contractions finally subsided, and I was only having about 2 an hour. So they discharged me and sent me home, and they put me on bed rest until I could see my doctor. And they put me on this medicine that I took every 6 hours to stop my contractions. Well, my doctor, I went and seen her on Monday. She hooked me up to a machine and monitored me, and I wasn't having contractions, so that meant the medicine was working, and I wasn't having contractions. I mean, I was still having contractions, but I was only having like 2 an hour to 3 an hour. Like, they weren't nearly as close together as they were before. So, basically, she just said, you're going to take a week on bed rest, you're going to calm down, and just take it easy this week. So I spent that week on bed rest, but I could only be on so much bed rest because it was the holidays and I had so much going on that I had to go do. So literally I was on bed rest, but I think I literally spent like maybe one day at my house where I didn't leave my house once because I had so much I had to do. And then December 31st came around, and I was at my fiance's mom's house, so I was at my mother-in-law's house, and I started having contractions again, and I was like, uh-oh. And these ones weren't like my Braxton Hicks contractions. Like, ever since I started having Braxton Hicks contractions, the more I have contractions, the harder they get. And, sorry. So I started having contractions, and I wasn't going to go to the ER. I was just going to go to my house, and I was going to lay down, and I was going to calm down, and I was going to lay on my side and everything. But because they were hard contractions, my fiance was freaking out, and he's like, I'm taking you to the ER. You have to go to the ER. So I went to the ER, and I was monitored again. I was having contractions. They were registering this time from 40s to 50s. So they are getting harder. And whew. And they gave me, you know, some more medicine, and they put an IV in my hand and kind of like pumped me full of fluid again, thinking maybe I'm dehydrated, and they had me lay on my side. And it was just because, like, I mean, for the most part, my fiance's mom, my mother-in-law, is Mormon, and she's extremely religious, and she had a New Year's Eve party that we were invited to, so we went, and she dang it, she had all of her church-going friends there. So it was a room full of Mormons. Everybody knows me. My favorite word is fuck. I say fuck all the time. So it was really kind of not really uncomfortable. Like, I wasn't uncomfortable there. I just couldn't be myself there. And I think just the stress of that caused me to contract and caused me to go into, like, contractions. And so I just needed to go home and calm down. But because my fiance is kind of spastic, sometimes he made me go to the ER. So my contractions went away in the ER, and, like, they subsided, and I wasn't having them again. And so they released me. And, that was pretty much it. Then I came down with this chest cold. And this is really funny, but I haven't really, I mean, I've been watching pregnancy vlogs for probably 3 years now. And it's just always something that's been, like, interesting to me. I've always, watched pregnancy videos. Even though I wasn't pregnant myself and I didn't have any kids, I still liked watching people's, like, I've been following Brittany and baby since Brittany was pregnant with her baby. And it's just been something that I've been interested in. So I have never heard of a pregnant woman complaining of this. And so now that it's happened to me, I'm putting it out there. So maybe somebody watching this can see it, and then when they get pregnant, they'll know. But anyway, my best friend, who is also pregnant with me, she's a week behind me, got into a car accident, and I went and picked her up from the accident and took her to the hospital. And I spent multiple days in the hospital with her because I've been on bed rest ever since I was 31 weeks, and I'm 35 weeks. So for like 4 weeks, I've been on bed rest. So with that being said, I developed this chest cold. And I don't know if it's from being in the ER and being exposed to everything. I don't know if it's from just I caught the bug. I don't know, but I have this chest cold. And when I left the hospital one night and I was laying in bed, I kept coughing. And every time I coughed, I was just thinking I peed myself. I was like, okay, I'm just peeing my pants. Well, then I went to the bathroom and completely emptied my bladder. Like, my bladder was completely empty, and I stood up and went to take a step, and when I took a step, I coughed, and more came out, and that's when it concerned me. And so, I started smelling it, and I couldn't smell anything. I had my fiance smell it. Man, that boy has been put through so much this pregnancy. But anyway, I had him smell it. He couldn't smell anything. So I was, really concerned. But I was like, maybe I was like, I'm just being paranoid. So I just went to sleep. I didn't think anything else of it. Well, I woke up the next day, and I was still leaking. I was still having fluid come out. And my mom's like, maybe you need to call the doctor and, see if she wants you to come in or see what she wants you to do. So I called my doctor. My doctor's like, yes, you need to come in. So last Friday I went in to make sure that my water hadn't broken, that I, in fact, was just being myself every time I cough. So I dealt with that for probably 3 days. I still have spouts of it, but it's not nearly as bad as it was in the beginning. So I didn't realize that literally, like, pregnant women can pee on themselves literally just by laughing or coughing. So that is pretty much where I've been the last 3 weeks, and why I haven't recorded a video is because I've literally been put through hell the last 3 weeks. So, I'm gonna go ahead and give you, like, the symptoms that I've noticed change since my 31 week, or I think the last time I updated was 32 weeks, so I'm really, like, not that far behind. But anyway, I no longer feel kicking. She no longer kicks me or punches me or whatever it is that she was doing. Now I just feel her rolling in my stomach. Like, I just feel her move from side to side. She's too big to actually feel kicking anymore. She has definitely had the hiccups. Like, I was always really confused because everybody's like, just wait till she has the hiccups. It's the coolest thing ever. And I'm like, I've never really felt her have the hiccups. And, well, that changed because here recently she's had the hiccups like crazy. She hiccups all the time. And it's so cool. Like, so cool. I have multiple recordings of it on my phone of her hiccuping, and, like, you can see my stomach just jump. It's so cool. I've almost gotten used to my belly. Like, I don't even feel pregnant anymore. I just feel like I'm just kind of fat. I don't know. Like, before it was like, oh my god, I'm so pregnant. And, now it's just like, whatever. I know that, like, in the 3rd trimester, you start to get, like, everything just kind of settles down and you're just ready to deliver. But I don't feel as pregnant as I once felt. There was something else I was going to say about that. Oh, I'm starting to drop, not, like, drastically or anything, but my belly is definitely dropping downwards, which is good, because she spent my entire pregnancy in my rib cage, and let me tell you, my ribs are so sore. They hurt so bad. Sorry about that. So now I've been trying to get, like, all the laundry done in the nursery, and, like, my doctor okayed me to do housework and that kind of stuff as long as I wasn't contracting. The only reason I can't do, like, why I'm on bed rest and I can't go to work is because the type of job I do. It's because I work with troubled youth and there's a chance that I have to restrain them. And that's the only reason that I'm, like, on bed rest. If I had a 9-to-5 desk job, I'd be back at work. But, so I have the clearance to, like, do laundry, clean the house, do dishes, that kind of stuff. If I start contracting, clearly stop what I'm doing, go lay down, put my feet up, that kind of stuff. But I don't have to strictly be in bed. Like, I'm not in bed right now. I don't have to strictly be in bed. I'm just on bed rest per se. I'm on modified bed rest is what she's calling it. So I've been doing all of Macy's laundry, getting the nursery completely ready for baby arrival, because baby can literally come anytime now. And I've been trying to get everything caught up from, like, being on strict bed rest, and, like, I have housework that needs caught up on. So that's what I've been trying to do. Her hospital bag is already packed, like, her diaper bag and everything is already packed. I packed it a long time ago. I already have the video uploaded of everything that's in there. That hasn't changed any. But next, I am working on mine in Dalton's hospital bag, which has kind of been a pain in the butt because I'll pack stuff and then he'll unpack it. And I'm like, that's not how this works. Like, I pack it, it stays in there and does not come out. So I'm hoping either today or tomorrow to get that bag packed. And as soon as it's packed, it's going out to the car, and it's staying in the car until we come home and I have to do the laundry that's in the bag that's already been worn. So that's what I've been trying to do. And some recent baby buys that we've done, because we've bought kind of, I guess, big stuff for the baby. I don't know. Is I bought a swing for her because we didn't have a swing. So I did buy a swing for her. I bought a baby tub for her because we didn't have one of those either. And I bought everything for the hospital bags because I literally, like, just went out and bought, like, clothes and everything. I kept the same, but, like, everything that, like, toiletries and that kind of stuff, I just went and bought, and I'm just going to pack them in the bag. So, that is everything that I have to update so far. At my last doctor's appointment, she said that at my next doctor's appointment, which is tomorrow, she is going to take me off the medicine that's stopping my contractions, and she is going to just kind of let nature take its course. However, I have been having quite a few symptoms of preeclampsia, and as everybody knows, I had a high blood pressure before I got pregnant, which puts me at a higher risk for getting preeclampsia. And some of the stuff that I've been experiencing is my mom pointed out that my face has been looking extremely swollen, which I'm looking at my face right now and it doesn't look swollen to me, but I see my face literally every day, all day long, and my mom doesn't, so I'm going to take my mom's word on it. I've also been seeing like floaty things in the air, if that makes any sense. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, it's like my eyes have fuzzies in them, and it almost looks like when you look at a slide and you're looking at like parasites or whatever on slides and their little wiggly things. That's what my eyes do. And I've been having that a lot, and I've been having a ton of swelling in my hands. Like my engagement ring does not come off anymore, which is kind of a bad thing, and I should probably figure out how to get it off. And I've been having, like, I get really dizzy. If I get really, like, it's almost like I get hot flashes. Like, I get really hot, really dizzy, and I feel like I'm gonna faint. So I'm hoping that I don't have preeclampsia, but as long as I don't have preeclampsia and everything checks out okay at my doctor's appointment, I'm almost positive that she's gonna take me off bed rest and I'm gonna be able to go back to my job. I hope so, because I miss my job really bad. Other than that, I think that is it, and I'm gonna show you my belly. And my heat just kicked on. Again, I'm 35 weeks pregnant, so this is my 35-week belly. Oh. So, as you can tell, I have definitely dropped some. I'm pretty sure on my last week update, I didn't have any stretch marks, and I still don't have truly any stretch marks. I had this big, long stretch mark before I got pregnant. Like, I've had it since, like, high school. But it's gotten bigger as far as, like, thickness-wise, and now it's getting, like, what I call little baby stretch marks at the bottom of it. So, that is the only thing so far I'm getting, and I really don't care about stretch marks that much. Like, in the beginning, I was terrified of them. Like, all these are from high school. Well, really middle school. But I was terrified of them, and now that I'm getting them, it doesn't matter to me. Like, I'm carrying a baby, for fuck's sake. If I have a stretch mark, I have a stretch mark. But, this one right here next to my belly button is also from high school, middle school. I don't know, one of those two. My line is getting darker, which is one thing that most of you know I didn't want to happen. I was happy with the color of my line, but if it gets darker, it gets darker. I think that's all I have to update on. So I'm going to go now, and I will update you guys hopefully a lot sooner than I did this time. So, bye!